Established in 2015, the NPCC brings together police chiefs across the United Kingdom to work collaboratively to address policing challenges and to improve public safety. We spoke with the NPCC's current chair, Chief Constable Gavin Stephens.
Chief Constable Gavin Stephens, Chair of the National Police Chiefs Council, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Today. The role of the National Police Chiefs Council is, of course, to bring UK police leaders together. Can you tell me a bit more about that objective and how you do that?
We have three main functions in National Police Chiefs Council. The first is to coordinate operational activity across the whole of the UK's policing's interests, whether that's here or overseas. The second aspect of that is communication. So we speak on behalf of police chiefs on many issues in times of operational crisis, but also on policy development and strategy, setting the direction for budget negotiations. And then the final thing is that we encourage collaboration across the whole system. So working with our partners in justice, Crown Prosecution Service, courts and so on, but increasingly so in education and in health, and in all of those aspects that help make the communities that we live in a safer place and make communities feel safer ultimately.
What do you see as the most important way to restore public trust and confidence in the police?
There are many dimensions to the trust question, and I think it's changing as time goes on. In my earlier years of policing, building confidence, there was a known evidence behind it that if you understand the issues that affect local communities and work with them to solve those issues, then both of those are known in evidence to be precursors for building confidence. But of course now we live in an age of disinformation and misinformation. So despite what people might be seeing in their streets, local towns and villages, the good work of policing, often there's a narrative counter to that we have to work hard to get trusted messaging out there. And I think probably the overriding message on building trust and confidence is just to deliver really great policing.
And of course resources for policing, I imagine that's still a challenge for you as well.
Yeah, police resources have always been a huge challenge throughout history. There's always more policing than there is the resources to do it. We're about £3.5 billion short in an £18 billion sector of being able to do everything that we would really like to do. So inevitably that means that we, like any organisation, have to make really tough and difficult choices. The important thing in making those choices is that we do them as best we can with the views of communities in mind, so we're concentrating on the things that they want us to concentrate on. But I think what's also becoming increasingly apparent is that the design of UK policing has its roots in the early 1960s from a Royal Commission, and we're very keen now to work with all political parties to design a police service that's fit for the future.
Yes, and looking at the future, we're in a sort of modern technological age.
Yeah.
How is innovation and technology improving productivity within policing?
I mean, there's a huge change to what technology is doing in policing. Rapid video response is a new technique that's been introduced. Previously, it might have taken more than a day to get an officer with a victim of domestic violence or abuse that calls in. Now within minutes we can get them on the end of a video call, be capturing evidence that can be used in the court process. If you then look at artificial intelligence, we've got tools now that have been shown to be able to sift through evidence in cold case reviews, for example, that the experts estimate would have taken 81 years for a human to do. So in other words, impossible tasks. Whether it's facial recognition that is able to identify dangerous people in crowds, or whether it's the automatic compilation of case file papers that might have been taken many hours or days to do in the past. All of these things mean that we can make sure that colleagues on the front line get to spend more time with people in their hour of need rather than doing unnecessary administrative tasks.
Now, you, of course, implemented the neighbourhood policing guidelines in 2016 and played a major role in developing neighbourhood policing. How much of law enforcement do you feel begins in our communities?
All of it. I mean, I love policing. I've got a huge passion for policing. It's a wide and varied endeavour, but if I had one particular passion, it would be neighbourhood policing. I think some of that goes to my upbringing in a small community in the northeast, recognising that strong communities are resilient to crime, they help prevent crime, Policing has never been able to work alone. Even in investigations, we're reliant on witnesses coming forward, giving us evidence and intelligence. Everything that we do relies on community support. If you like, community confidence is a share price for policing. So all of our endeavours must be rooted in community confidence and building and earning that trust.
And when you look at the future, do you feel optimistic? I'm
an optimistic person by nature, but policing's a curious business because I'm paid to worry on everybody else's behalf. So, yes, I am. I'm optimistic for a number of reasons. I see the brilliant women and men that are joining policing every day. During the pandemic in the UK, we recruited 47,000 new colleagues and more than 250,000 people applied to join policing. So there's no shortage of good-spirited, public-natured people that want to come in and serve their communities. That fills me with huge optimism. And if I was to pick just one other thing, it's the partnership with science and technology. So I'm a strong believer that UK policing needs to benefit from the very best that UK science and technology has got to offer, and I'm very optimistic about that too.
Chief Constable Gavin Stephens, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.